Ambassador of Japan to the Republic of Fiji, His Excellency Mr. Kawakami Fumihiro. I know the Grant Coordinator, Mr. Arayama Kazuya. I know him very personally. Permanent Secretary for Education, Heritage and Arts, Dr. Angela Jokan. The Chair of Special Administrators for Levuka Town Council, Mr. Ben Naidu. Special Administrator for Levuka Town Council, Ms. Joanne Rimmel. CEO of Levuka Town Council, heads and managers of schools, other government officials, media representatives, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Konnichiwa, good afternoon, Bulavenaka to you all. I'm delighted, Excellency, to have you and your team here this afternoon for the signing of the grant agreements. Through these grant agreements, the government of Japan is providing grants to 6 schools in Maduata, Rewa, Ra, and Kandavu, and heavy machinery to the Levuka Town Council. Your Excellency, this is yet again another example of the generous assistance that your government has provided to Fiji, and more so during the past 2 years of the pandemic. And I listened to you very carefully in terms of the investment you have made in Fiji in getting number of projects completed for our people at the grassroots level. I've also noted with admiration and appreciation the continued support and the strong relationship between the heritage town, our schools, and the government and people of Japan. This is reflected in our previous collaborations, such as, and I remember very clearly the donation of a JCB digger to Levuka Town Council and compactor truck in the year 2004 and 2014. I'm pleased to advise that the digger and the compactor truck is very well looked after with regular maintenance, and the machine is still operational. The 3 secondary schools, Vunisea, Richmond, and Kandavu Provincial, were also funded by your government in November 2020, worth around $3 million, is another testimony of your kind support. The building structures at these schools are either completed or on the verge of completion, and I'm looking forward to the commissioning ceremony planned for later this month. Ladies and gentlemen, the development of Levuka as a township is a formidable challenge because the ratepayers alone cannot, through the rates, justify its viability. Levuka Town Council is the smallest municipality with limited resources to provide appropriate services to the heritage town. With only 152 ratepayers, rates and other revenue streams are very limited. However, we are blessed with the community spirit that has allowed the town to move forward with pride. This township reflects Fiji's history and heritage that we wish to preserve. And again, Excellency, we did take various diplomats to Levuka Town, I think it was just last year, and it was such a pleasure to show Levuka to the dignitaries that accompanied us. And it was during that session when the CEO of Levuka Town Council explained the difficulties they were facing with the management of solid waste. And I'm very grateful to the Japanese government for taking that on board. And today we are signing an agreement through that discussion that we had at the site. Having said this, the Council is optimistic that with the funding assistance such as this and through Fijian government grants, it should be able to meet the people's demand for infrastructure upgrading and other development in town. The signing of the grant agreement today demonstrates the spirit of partnership, trust, and solidarity that are essential for small island developing states. Excellency, I greatly appreciate the government of Japan for providing grant under the grant assistance for grassroots and human security projects to the Levuka Town Council and 6 schools. Ladies and gentlemen, let me now elaborate on the purpose of this grant. The procurement of excavator and 9-ton tipper truck will be a game changer for Levuka. The council usually hires an excavator from mainland to assist in managing its solid waste for Levuka town. The hire of machinery from mainland has been a burden to the council for many years. This came at a high cost. Needless to say, it is time-consuming as well. Currently, the Levuka Town Council is provided with solid waste collection subsidy by the government in the sum of $50,000. This is spent on the solid waste management in the extended boundaries of Levuka Town. The garbage fees charged by the council is $42.50 per year for residential ratepayers and $85 per year for commercial ratepayers, whilst the 3 last supermarkets are charged $960 per annum. As at 31st January 2022, the garbage fees invoiced is around $20,000, but Levuka Town Council could only manage to collect around $10,000. This shows that the council has to continue providing the waste collection services despite not being paid the garbage fees by the ratepayers in a timely manner. Ladies and gentlemen, the 9-ton tipper truck that the council will purchase with the grant funds will be used for carrying waste, and the 5.7-ton excavator will be used for pushing waste at the dump site, as well as this equipment will be used for cleaning drain. The much needed grant will assist approximately 10,000 people of Levuka Town. Ladies and gentlemen, the grant assistance for 6 schools around Fiji will assist community-owned schools to upgrade the facilities to improve school infrastructure for our children. And I would like to echo what the Excellency had said, that when the grant is given, we expect timely completion of the project and high quality work to be carried out, not shoddy job. And with the timely completion of the project, we will be able to provide that improved infrastructure very much needed for our children in the school setting. It is my belief that proper educational facilities contribute significantly in the learning process. For this, Excellency, your government's valuable support and firm commitment towards improving basic education facilities at grassroots level is very much appreciated. And I also noted the number of projects that were funded by the government of Japan, particularly in the education sector. So I can say thank you very much, and we all agree that the investment in education sector will produce good outcome for the nation. The 6 schools that will benefit from the education grant are Toga District School in Rewa, Ravuama Vunivalu Memorial in Tailevu, and these 2 schools, as Excellency mentioned, will take care of the sanitation needs of the school. Dreketi Central College in Maduata, Nasau Central Secondary School in Ra, Namalata Central School in Kandavu, Nacagilevu Memorial School in Kandavu will receive grant not only to build or fix the classroom, but also to provide furniture that is needed in the classrooms. And not only for the students, but also for the teachers. So that is greatly appreciated. Excellency, we have with us the head of school and school management committee members from 6 schools to witness today's event, who I'm sure are delighted with the generous grant. Excellency, let me once again, on behalf of the government, Levuka Town Council, school management committees, and the fellow Fijians, thank you, your government, for the grant that you'll be providing today under the Grassroots Assistance Project. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I'm confident that this partnership will bring in more tangible benefits to our people in the years to come. Vinakavakalevu, Dhanyavad, and thank you very much.
Firstly, I extend my sincere appreciation to the Honorable Minister and her team for organizing this ceremony, as well as for the warm hospitality accorded to us today. On behalf of the government and people of Japan, I'm honored to formalize Japan's assistance to one municipal council and 6 schools in the presence of the Honorable Minister as a witness. This is indeed an auspicious occasion for all the stakeholders, and I extend my congratulations to you all. I'm very pleased to say that the government of Japan will be providing $153,000 to the Levuka Town Council for procurement of heavy machinery, as well as a total of $926,000 to the 6 different schools for the construction of new classrooms and toilet facilities. This allotted funding will be disbursed to the representative recipient in accordance to their project, namely project for provision of heavy machinery to Levuka Town Council, the project for upgrading of Dreketi Central College, the project for upgrading of Nasau Central Secondary School, the project for upgrading of Namalata Central School, the project for upgrading of Nacagilevu Memorial School, the project for improving sanitation environment of Ravuama Vunivalu Memorial School, the project for improving sanitation environment of Toga District School. As for our funding to Levuka Town Council, the process began in 2020 during our tour of Vunivalu Island organized by Fijian government. The Honorable Minister was also part of the event, and this is where the embassy learned that the council had to hire heavy machinery for elsewhere, as there were none available on the island for proper management of its dump site, which was a financial burden on the council. Japan highly prioritizes environmentally sound waste management practices in the community and appreciates the continued partnership with municipalities in this area. As for our funding to the 6 schools, generally, the common underlying challenges the recipient schools are facing is that the increasing load is overwhelming their institutional capacities and facilities alike, which is compounded by structural aging. The other challenge faced by the schools is severe impact and damages incurred from tropical cyclone Harold. The embassy was requested by these recipient schools for assistance as worsening conditions were seriously affecting the learning environment and performance of the students, as well as hindering the teachers in their duties. In recognizing the difficulties faced by Levuka Town Council and these 6 schools, the government of Japan decided to provide these grassroots grant assistance. I'm happy to say that since 1990, under this scheme, Japan has implemented 410 projects, which are collectively worth more than $30 million to assist grassroots communities of Fiji. Out of the 410 projects, 233 projects were implemented in the education sector. Japan's strong commitment towards improving the education sector of Fiji is the basis for our decision to awards these funding to the recipient schools. Ladies and gentlemen, since the beginning of 2020, the whole world has been tackling the COVID-19 pandemic. Fiji has become one of the most vaccinated societies in the world and opened its borders on December 1st last year. Following these measures, Fiji significantly eased the restriction towards COVID-19 last month. Although the threat of the virus has not faded away, but Fiji is one of the most successful countries in responding to the COVID-19 pandemic and recovering economic and social activities. I'd like to pay tribute to the leadership of the Fiji government and the effort of the people for having made great achievement against the pandemic. I'd like to applaud the effort of the Honorable Minister on reopening the schools and ensuring that schools are safe for children during these trying times. The education sector is one of the largest sectors, and bringing it up to speed after a long closure in the midst of the pandemic is not only an academic exercise, but a huge logistical and operational undertaking as well. I also praise the work of the Honorable Minister in enhancing waste management in Fiji. Efforts such as the Ministry's pilot initiative of leveraging Suba City's good waste management practices to achieve greater efficiency for other municipalities. I hope the Ministry achieves success in such endeavors. The project formalized today are in line with Fiji's national development objectives. Such harmonization of our project with this country's development aspirations is key to Japan's development cooperation with Fiji. I kindly urge the distinguished recipient representatives present here today to please ensure the timely and successful completion of your respective projects. I conclude with confidence that these projects will further strengthen friendship between the governments and peoples of Japan and Fiji. Thank you very much. Vinakabakarev, the Nini Award.